Welcome to another read through where it was requested by few in the comments section after I did the Higurashi franchise. I wouldn't say after, but let's just say that I took a break from it after I did the sixth chapter of it. So these are a lot of the settings that I had to go through. It's weird because I had to I basically had to re-record it because knowing that apparently you can get the Umineko Project to run with Steam, but it's kind of weird. But unfortunately, I'm not sure how to look at the difference in sprite, art, design, and all that. So right here, I've changed the game language like Witch Hunt. Though I don't know the difference between this and Witch Hunt. Although Witch Hunt is supposed to be the fan translated compared to the localization version of it. So I don't know. I might have to look up a read through of the localized version. Although the problem with looking it up on YouTube is most of the YouTubers I seen is like I don't even know them. So there's that. 720p doesn't really matter considering that I put it in 1080p resolution because of course YouTube doesn't do 720 in HD anymore. So it has to do 1080p, so I have to scale to that. Let's see. The effects. It's weird because I had to do this. Hmm. We'll just have to see how this goes. Don't know much about these as well, like the text box window and all that. This is the reason why. I heard the lip sync is supposed to be good with that. So that's just the funny part about it. Also has trophies, in which I don't know why trophies are there to begin with. It's not like I want to 100% everything. Kind of weird. And then there's also the official site. But yeah, getting to the Umineko Project, for some reason, when I go to the official website for Umineko Project, when you have to download all the files, I tried downloading one of the files. It said file was corrupt on the WinZip drive. And you try to zip the file, no matter which mirror you try to do it. So I had to fucking torrent it. Yeah, I'm a fucking dickhead. So there's that. And there are 8 episodes worth. Apparently, I'm not supposed to unlock them, as you can see here. So I'm not sure if I have to do this episode and then unlock this and do that by a particular order. Somebody has to tell me. So there's that. Also, the text is in cursive, so instead of regular text. So anyway, episode 1, Legend of the Golden Witch. Welcome to Rokenjima, however you can call it. The Golden Witch extends you her heartfelt greetings. Before anything else, please make yourself at home. There is nothing to think too deeply about. Just be silent and take in the events in their entirety as they unfold. The difficulty level is standard. Let us at least begin on the trodden road. Well, ain't that something? So let me check config if there's any some other way to change font. Apparently there isn't. Although I thought rumble strength means it had to do with the controller. So, but because VNs are usually due on keyboard and mouse, personally, in my opinion, I'll just jump on in. Although I don't really know how keyboard and mouse even works, so there's that. Why does the bell do that? That's kind of annoying. And he's gonna go do it again. All right, let's jump on in. I like how it makes that ding sound. All right, let's go. This story is undoubtedly nothing more than fantasy. It could not possibly have any relation to real persons, organizations, places, or events.
また
Huh. Okay, apparently... See, there's the load, there's the save, you can look through from characters right here. It's weird, there's a lot of stuff you can just read through. Also, for some reason, the music is still loud, even if I put it at, like, right here. Ain't that something. And there's config, there's logs. To listen to the line's voice, after with one finger, left click and press enter. Jump into the line in the game, tap on it with 3 fingers. Huh. Never thought of that. Does it have any... Okay, so he does give you controls on something like that. Left click and press Z, quickly scroll the lines, page up or page down. Okay, well, it's not like I will use the logs or anything like that. Oh, clear. That's pretty amusing. Oh, and you can also go to title screen, even though it doesn't really do as much. Other than I'll go back to the beginning part. Weird how it just calculates how much clicks you do and the total play time. And it gives you real world time. That's amusing. So this is Hananjo. I had to re-record this for the second time because this is the Umineko Project. Well, the previous recording was the Steam version with the expansion mod, aka the 07 expansion mod, that is.
お酒をたしなまれましたな。
The love for alcohol. The old physician let out a sigh as he removed the stethoscope. 2 elderly men could be seen in the dimly lit study, which was filled with dust and a sickly sweet stench. In the corner of this room, which was much larger than what most people would call a study, was an expensive-looking bed, a man undergoing a medical examination and a physician conducting it. There was also what appeared to be a servant watching over the whole scene.
酒は我が友だ。お前に負けぬ友人であり、そしてお前よりも付き合いが長い。
You may as well call alcohol as your best friend. As the man, barring his chest for the stethoscope, rearranged his clothes, he spoke unapologetically. It's still loud though. Like you can probably still hear my voice, but it's just kind of annoying for me. Because it's hard to tell if it's drowning my voice or not. He spoke unapologetically.
金蔵さん。あんたの体が一見調子がいいのは薬が効いてるからだ。
See, right here with I think with the green text to say san means it has to do with like he's going to give me like what it means for like an honorific and whatnot.
だが、そんな強い酒を飲み続けては薬の意味もなくなってしまう。悪いことは言わん。酒は控えなさい。忠告の気持ちだけはありがたくいただいておく。我が友よ。
I thank you so only for the sentiment, my friend.
源氏、もう一杯頼む。心持ち薄めでな。南條の顔も立ててやれ。よろしいのですか。
After eyeing both the master who demanded the alcohol and the family doctor who forbade it, Genji, the old butler, silently gave a slight nod and carried out his master's orders faithfully. The family doctor, Nanjo, let out a deep sigh once again as he watched the butler busy himself alongside the liquor cabinet. There was a smell filling up the room. This sweet, poisonous aroma felt as though it melted the heart, if not the soul itself. It was the smell of that venomous green drink that the man couldn't bear to part with.
南條、お前は私の長きにわたる親友だ。今日まで私を長らえさせてくれたことを深く感謝する。
私は何も。医者としての忠告など、金蔵さんは全く聞いてくれませんからな。
お前とて差し間違えた手を待てと言っても聞かぬではないか。
A mistaken chess move.
ならば愛子というものだろう。
親方様。
すまぬ。薬は切れても死にはせんが、こいつが切れては死んでしまうでな。
Disregarding Nanjo, who had his face set in a resigned expression, Kinzo took the glass that Genji was holding out to him. Very few people would associate that venomous color with an alcoholic beverage.
南條、正直に話せ。私の命はあとどの程度持つ？
さて、どのくらいと申し上げれば、そのお酒を控えてくれますやら。
Yeah, maybe if you set the bottle aside, he'll answer it for you. Nanjo once again let out a sigh of resignation. Then he finally spoke to Kinzo as the latter swirled his glass.
長くはありませんな。
どの程度に長くないというのだ。
このチェスで例えましょう。金蔵さんの詰めもなかなかですが、私のキングを追い詰めるには至りますまい。
Nanjo's gaze was directed at a side table with a massive chess set placed on top of it. Judging by the position of the by the positioning of the pieces, the game seemed to be entering its final stage. Black's rook and bishop were cutting deeply into enemy lines. White's king had already been castled and cornered, so that even an amateur could see that the match would reach its conclusion before too long. Every time Nanjo came to give a medical examination, both of them would make a few moves. Nanjo was hinting that Kinzo would most likely fall into his eternal sleep before this game could be concluded. These were less the words of the physician than they were the words of an old friend.
普通の患者になら遺言を書くよう勧める頃です。
遺言とは何だ南條。私の屍をどのように食い散らかせとハゲタカどもに指南する書き置きなのか。
いや、違いますぞ。遺言は意思を残すことだ。遺産分配のことだけを書くものじゃない。
ほう。遺産分配以外に書くこととは何なのか。
心残りややり残し、受け継いでほしいことや伝えたいこと、何でもいいんです。
受け継いでほしいことや伝えたいことだと？バカバカしい。この後ろ宮金蔵、後に残したいことも伝えたいこともただの一つもないわ。裸一貫で生まれた。そして裸一貫で死ぬ。 バカ息子どもに残したいものなど何一つないわ。
Are you sure about that?
もしも訪れる最後が今日だとしても今だとしても
I don't even know what I'm saying. This is basically a blind read-through, just like with my past Higurashi read-throughs.
私は何も恐れることなくその死の運命を受け入れようではないか。
金蔵さん。
全てを築き上げた富も名誉も全てだ。それらは私と共に築き上げられ、私と共に失われよう。後に残してやるものなど何もないわ。何もない。あとは野となれ山となれ。墓も棺も何も望まぬわ。それが魔女と私の契約だ。私が死ぬ時に全てを失う。
Everything will be lost, says Kinzo.
初めからその約束だからこそ何も残らぬのだ。何も残せぬのだ。
I'm usually not a fan of the logo at the corner of the text box, especially when well, I can still see the text, but it's kind of there. Although I'm not sure if it really says somewhere in the whatchamacallit, the text box. Well, it says type L, type B, and type N. So I don't really know much about the difference with text box windows. So, oh, okay, there we go. That's kind of more like it. Actually, what is this? The if I go back, if I type, what about this? This one is has a little bit of fancy right here. Type B. Okay, this one is all just, I'll just experiment it around after the recording. See how this one is. After reaching a furious crescendo, Kinzo suddenly slumped over. His expression was limp and feeble, as though an evil spirit had possessed him and then left.
だが未練はある。残すものは何一つないが、残したまま行けぬものが一つだけある。
それを書き記せばいい。もちろん生きているうちにこなせればそれでいい。
Yeah, you got a time limit.
だが万一の時、残された者がそれを引き継いでくれる。自分に万一があっても必ずその心残りが解決できるように残していく。それが遺言というものです。
When Nanjo tried to gently pat Kinzo's shoulder, the dying man flew into a sudden rage and battered away Nanjo's hand.
ダメだダメだダメだ。
Hand either way.
私が生きているうちでなくてはならぬ。私は死ねば魂はすぐに契約の悪魔に食らわれて消え去ってしまう。死後の世界も安らぎも私にはないのだ。だから全ては私が生きているうちでなければならぬ。だから遺言状など私には必要ない。そのようなものを書く暇があったなら私は見たい。 もう一度見たい。
Yeah, he needs to see one more time of seeing.
ベアトリーチェの微笑む顔がもう一度見たい。
Yes, exactly. Because I already read through the little bit of a prologue part before.
はあ、ベアトリーチェ、なぜに私をこれほどまでに拒むのか。今こそお前に与えられた全てを返そう、全てを失おう。
What if Beatrix is his waifu?
だから最後にもう一度だけお前の美少を見せてくれ。ベアトリーチェ、頼む、交渉だ。聞こえているはずだ。お前はそういう女だ。
Beatrice. Look, I don't know how you pronounce her names. So,
頼む、姿を見せてくれ。いるんだろう。聞こえていながら姿を消し、今もこの部屋のどこかで私を嘲笑っているのだろう。
yes, the witch. Just watching from a distance.
私の前にもう一度現れてくれ。そして微笑んでくれ。なじってくれてもいい。望むならお前の手で私の命を奪ってくれてもいい。このまま一人で死にたくない。お前の微笑みを再び一目見るまでは絶対に死ねないのだ。ああ、ベアトリーチェ、ベアトリーチェ、この命はくれてやる。お前にくれてやる。五章だ、ベアトリーチェ。
Oh, feels bad, man. The first day, October 4th, 1986. Oh, yes. Taking place in the mid 80s. You know, I'm actually liking the opening theme for this. Whoa. It was what he said. Like, it's kind of cool when I downloaded the game, even though like the official site where I had to download the file saves are corrupted, I apparently had to, when I googled it, it gave me to the Reddit post where, oh, you can just torrent it off of Danya, in which, hey, I'm a fucking scumbag, but what can you do? Although it didn't come with the language pack for Witch Hunt, in which it wasn't corrupted, surprisingly enough, and I inserted a file in there, and that's what happened when it does this. So it'll stay like that. So let me know if what's the difference really. Anyway, they just got off the airport. I mean, they just got off the plane into this area of the sort. So
時代ってやつは進歩してんな。
yeah, it sure does.
たったの20分で着いちまったんだから驚いちまうぜ。
20 minutes. I couldn't help but scratch my head and marvel at how far things have come in recent years. Oh, wait a minute. I feel like boarding the... we'll see. I haven't really gotten as far from my first 50 minutes of recording when I did back then. Come in recent years, we used to go by boat. Back then, we were all forced to endure nearly half a day of swaying back and forth over the sea before we reached Nijima. Things have gotten so much more convenient these days. Still, I've never been on a plane this small. God, that's the problem. I keep jumping to conclusions. It's just a fucking retarded habit. Never been on a plane this small. Oh, okay, so that he is going to go in the plane. Gonna take it to, what I assume, to an island or something like that. I've flown in a huge jumbo jet before, but this will be my first experience in such a tiny one. It's gonna shake, isn't it? They say smaller boats shake more than big ones, so I guess the same rule probably applies to planes. Just spare me.
大丈夫だよ、バトラ君。
So this is George.
船に比べたら全然揺れは少ないよ。うわ、ジョージの兄貴かよ。
Yes, the honorific of Aniki is also would be in the tip. Although I'm not sure if it's in the tip though. Grimoire. Oh. Okay, so it does say that for honorifics for family members. I'm not gonna read all of that, considering that it's just honorifics. It's kind of simple enough. Look, I watched enough anime to know. Oh look, I can look at controls for the. Okay, well, what is there a way to exit? Okay, Aniki.
急に勘弁してくれよ。今ので寿命が3年縮んじまったぜ。
I don't lie, I heard Battler is supposed to be some goofball character for the main character. I don't know if it's something to do with the old art, because I've seen like memes of it before, so.
つうか、揺れってなんすか？別に俺は飛行機も揺れんのかな、まさか落ちたりしねえかななんて夢にも思っちゃいないぜ。
What a weird way to laugh, to be honest.
ごめんごめん。
I couldn't really do it, to be honest.
もう小さい頃とは違うよね。あれから6年も経ってるんだし。
Damn, over half a decade.
もうバトラ君も子供じゃないか。
Yeah, he's not a kid apparently. Apparently he's like... He just reached adulthood, so...
じゃあ、兄貴はタバコも酒も OK ってかよ。
Yeah, would you look at that?
タバコは興味ねえけど、酒は飲んでみたいよな。
Yeah, fuck the smoking part. Might as well try booze on special occasions.
兄貴なんかおじさんの遺伝子あんなら相当飲めちゃいそうだけど。
僕の場合は好きで飲むというよりは仕事で飲む方が多いからね。
You drink for business rather than pleasure. That's a complete opposite, but sure.
日本のビジネスは酒抜きでは難しいよ。
そうっすよね。だから俺も今晩の夕食あたりに初挑戦してみようかなって。
ダメだよ。バトラ君はまだ未成年じゃないか。未成年の飲酒は発育に悪影響を及ぼす可能性がって
Gee, I didn't know drinking booze can stunt the growth of height.
こんだけタッパがありゃ俺の発育は十分っすから。むしろちょいと身長縮めた方が服が探しやすいくらい。
I puffed my chest out proudly. Until I hit my growth spurt, my height was below average in my class. But then I grew and grew, and before I knew it, I'd passed 180 centimeters. Hey, almost the same height as me. It's like 6 foot tall. I guess I have all that muscle training and those shady mail order performance enhancing drugs to thank for that. Depends on what kind of shady mail order stuff you're doing. Enhancing drugs. What, it's just steroids? I don't fucking know. Before then, I never dreamed that I shoot 10 centimeters above George Anarchy, who to reach his peak height early on. Damn. I'll bet my relatives all say, "Look how big you've grown, Battler-chan," or something. It's all so embarrassing. I wish they'd just give me a break. Anyway, my name, Battler. Well, it's pretty damn weird, don't you think? I've got to wonder what my parents were thinking when they named me that. Yeah, why are you named a Battler? It's not like you're the combatives type of person, you know? I've never met anyone who could read it right the first time. I usually get called Sento-kun. Sorry, but that's not even close. My name is written something right here. And when it says that, it means... Wait, what? I could have sworn... Oh. Okay, so apparently you can scroll up and then you can... Pretty sure if you click on this thing right here, it goes to the message that you want to go to. Interesting. But what I want to do is read the characters. Because it'll say this right here. Ushiromiya Battler. And it gives you the kanji right there. The son of Rudolph and his first wife, Asumu, turned against his father 6 years ago when he married a second wife immediately after Asumu passed on. He went to live with his grandparents on his mother's side. However, both of these grandparents passed away, and he has now returned to the Ushiromiya family after 6 years. This family conference is a chance for him to renew his friendship with his cousins after a 6-year gap. Well, would you look at that? Well, too bad I personally think he's a goofball, to be honest. Can you read it? The first part is my family name, Ushiromiya. That's a fairly plausible Japanese pronunciation so far. The problem is my given name. Something is made up of the characters for fight and person and is pronounced Battler. Yeah, you're not the fighter type of guy, that's for sure, which is kind of ironic. Put it all together and you've got Ushiromiya Battler. Pretty crazy, right? It's crazy enough that my parents decided to call me that, but it's even more crazy that some government worker left to make it official. I mean, they do anything regardless of whether you disagree or not. Both groups are at the top of my must-kill list. Oh man. Anyway, this is one of my cousins. His name is something pronounced Ushiromiya George. He's 5 years older than me, so he must be turning 23 this year. 23, well, if Battler's 18 years old, then George is 23. A 5-year difference, ain't it? Age gap, that is. There is George. Ushiromiya George, Eva and Hideyoshi's son. An affable young man liked by everyone in the family. He is currently studying as an assistant for his father's company, and it seems he dreams of making it on his own one day. The oldest of the 4 cousins, he acts as their leader and arbitrator. Well then. His cousin. Ain't that something? Wait a minute. If that's his cousin, would this be the aunt and uncle that is which is connected to George? Well, we'll see. 23 this year. Since the Ushiromiya cousins consist of 2 boys and 2 girls, I ended up playing with George all the time. And because I've always thought of him as a big brother, I still call him Aniki today.
しかしバトラ君は大きくなったな。男子3日を合わざれば刮目して待つべしとはよう言うたもんや。
やっぱり血かしらね。ルドルフも高校くらいまでは身長そんなになかったのよ。成長期が遅い方が最終的には伸びるのかもね。
んなことないっすよ。男は中身も伴わなくっちゃ。
A real man needs to be tough on the inside?
そうや。
そうや。
バトラ君は分かっとる。男は中身で勝負なんや。常に己の鍛錬を忘れたらあかん。そして虎視眈々とチャンスを待ってドカンと開花させるんや。わしもまさか今日会社社長なんて一国一城の主になれるとは思わんかった。
Whoa, shit.
そうや。あの無一文の焼け野原がわしの原点なんや。
Talk about struggles right there. Oh boy. This stout, plump old guy is George Aniki's dad, Uncle Hideyoshi. Yeah, that's his uncle. He even saves it too. Because anytime a character gets introduced, it gets added to here. Ushiromiya Hideyoshi, Eva's husband, took his wife's name upon their marriage and was welcomed into the Ushiromiya family. Therefore, he does not possess the spiteful Ushiromiya genes, and his bright smile is very refreshing at the family conferences. He started his business from scratch and now works as the president of a company operating medium-sized restaurant chains. Apparently, business is soaring and things are going extremely well. Oh, that's pretty cool. He seems to be the optimistic type of guy. So much optimism. He's the husband of Dad's older sister. In other words, we're not blood related. He's nice to children, sociable all the time, and even quick to give out some spending money to us kids. Simply put, he's an awesome uncle. He speaks in an odd and very noticeable Kansai dialect, but he's actually a natural-born Kanto man. Apparently, impressions are everything in the business world, so speaking in a different style than other people is an act that makes him stick out more. However, I hear he gets embarrassed when talking within earshot of a real Kansai person, so he switches back to a standard Japanese. I don't really get it, but he's definitely an interesting person. He sure is.
すぐ自分の自慢話に入っちゃうのがたまに傷なのよね。
Hideyoshi sure is interesting. But to brag about life story, what?
およしなさいな。バトラ君、耳にタコができちゃってるんだから。ねえ。
Why am I getting the feeling that her voice sounds familiar?
そんなことねえっすよ。でもいいじゃないっすか。語れる武勇伝があるってのは男としてかっこいいことだと思いますよ。俺なんか語るような話は何もないっすからね。
Oh, I'm sure you have a story to brag about.
あら、そうバトラ君なんかそのルックスでいっぱい女の子を泣かせてそうだからさぞかし武勇伝が多そうだと思ったんだけど。
うわあ、だ情報弾じゃないっすよ。そんな妙な武勇伝あるわけないじゃない。むしろ紹介してほしいくらいっす。
あら、あるんでしょ武勇伝。
She seems like the type of character that loves to say "ara" at every beginning of her sentence.
おばさんにも後で教えてね。
Must tell your aunt all about it later.
ジョージったらそういう浮ついた話が全然ないんだから。
This is George Aniki's mother, Aunt Eva. Yep. That's aunt and uncle. Ushiromiya Eva, Kinzo's second child, hostile towards her brother Kraus, and I don't even know who Kraus is. Maybe we'll get to find out later. And opposes them in almost everything, from issues dealing with the family fortune to the question of who will succeed the family headship. Normally she would have lost her place in the Ushiromiya register upon her marriage, but she managed to forcibly overcome this by having her husband take her family name. Oh. Well, Eva sure looks cute. That's all I can say. She's my dad's older sister. She and Uncle Hideyoshi are a pair of jokers, and they've always teased me back as far as I can remember. This sometimes made them a bit hard to get along with when I was small. Well, I guess the events of the last 30 seconds proved that they can still be hard to get along with. Even so, George Aniki's family is interesting and fun, and they seem to get along just fine. Yep, just your typical family banter of the sort. Get along just fine. Sheesh, that's pretty much the total opposite of my family.
バトラ君、ルドルフさんを見なかった？
Rudolph.
あ、さっきお手洗いに行くのを見ましたけど。
To the bathroom.
まだ出てこないんすか？こりゃぽっくりいっちまったかな。ナムナムナムナム。
Num 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 num. See, that part right here, what he said at the end, kind of made me curious. So I don't even know what the fuck he's saying. Honorifics. Yeah, these are just for me. What the fuck? For more details, see Wikipedia Japanese honorific. Yeah, let's look it up on Wikipedia just to know more. Bit of a smart ass type of part right here. That's the thing back then. Most of my former friends that played Umineko can be pretty snideful at times. Well, I'm not going to name who it is, but what can you do? Chinese characters. Well, Namu Namu Namu. So apparently what he said right here is derived from the Nabu Amida Butsu, a Buddhist prayer. Huh. Well then. I I didn't know. Well, interesting.
自分のお父さんにそんな言い方はないでしょ
I don't know about that. What if Battler doesn't get along with his dad, or is it just usual banter?
まあ、あの人のお手洗いが長いのは今に始まったことじゃないしね。
Maybe he's playing with his phone.
ああ、アンニャルは昔っからそうです。雑誌持ってトイレに入るのやめてほしいんすよね。
A magazine. Yeah, who uses magazines? Okay, well, this is taking place in the mid 80s, but I'm pretty sure right now I'd be using a phone during a bathroom break.
何の雑誌持ち込んで何をしてんだか。
I mean, I don't know how everyone takes bathroom breaks. Okay, I'm not an expert.
あら、そんな心配は全然不要よ。私と一緒にいる以上、そんなこと一人でさせやしないもの。
What the hell is up? What a goober. Good lord.
何の話か。後でじっくり聞きたいっすね。
What a weird look on the face right there, man. I'm telling you, he has to be a goofball.
親父め、玉まで握られてグロでも出ないわけだ。
Got his balls in an iron grip.
握っとかないとどういうことになるか、よーくわかってるでしょ？
いやいや、まったく。あのクソ親父の手綱は、キリエさんにしか無理っすよ。実の息子の俺も、喜んで譲っちゃいますわ。
ええ、任せてちょうだい。そういうの、得意なのよ。
This woman is my father's wife. Her name is Ushiromiya Kairi. And of course, you can also read the thing right here. So this is Battler's mother. Ushiromiya Kairi, Rudolph's second wife. They had been business partners for a considerable length of time before the passing of his first wife, at which time she openly took the position. Served as Rudolph's right hand in several shady pieces of business. Oh my, guiding them to success. Quick thinking and deeply trusted by her husband. Well, I guess... No, I feel like Eva is more interesting with the voice sound than Kairi is. As you can probably tell from our conversation, she's not my real mother. She's basically my stepmother. Well, you two sure get along. My real mom died 6 years ago. Kairi-san is the woman Dad married afterwards. It's understandable for someone my age. I could never bring myself to call his new wife, quote-unquote, mom. And I doubt she feels like using the word son on this massive kid who's no relation to her at all. We aren't little kids. We know there's nothing to be gained by fighting. So we decided that we wouldn't force ourselves to pretend that we were family. I've decided to act a bit more frank with her, acting as though she's a friendly neighbor instead. It's much easier if we just keep a little distance instead of forcing ourselves to act all close and making each other comfortable. God damn it. Making each other uncomfortable is what I meant to say. Imagine if I say that. Kairi-san has always been very open about all this, and thanks to that, we've been able to get along pretty well. Well, ain't that lovely. And for the length of this video, I usually stop around 40 to 60 minutes. So, we will save it from here. Huh. Nice little sound effect from saving. Wow, look at all these save slots. Oh boy. I don't know if there's any dialogue choices in this game, but I'm pretty sure like as first time novel I just do a read through. Just like comparing to Higurashi. So anyway, next part, let's see what happens next. Because I believe when I stopped around here is where Battler's father comes out of the bathroom. Alright, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you then.